echo that. If they don't pick any single marksman, I'm going to be very disappointed. The bans are not disappointing at all. In fact, they're predictable, as well as the first pick.
The last two games have seen a little more emphasis on Teamy than we saw earlier in the day. Tulin, a very strong mage on this server, with Preda and Jinnar really being the other go-tos. Ryoma and Malik also have been favorites, strong in all regions.
Of course, they have cemented their dominance a long time ago. Again, we see the dichotomy of Alice and Teamy being picked on either side. This is in a sense good, because neither of them are banned that frequently, because as soon as one team picks Teamy, you can always counteract that pick with an Alice.
Yeah, and Ardwin we've seen a little bit in response today to Malik's. He's able to sustain and lane against him. Can kind of withstand that damage that Malik throws out. And he kind of bulks up against the Malik nicely. We'll see who they bring in for their damage, though.
They have to pick up Marksman, otherwise I would be sorely disappointed.
And they do have the lineup built for it.
And here it is. It looks like it's going to be the Lidness.
Nice, and I like the Lindis into the Murad as well. Lindis is able to clear camps fairly quickly, and Murad likes to leave those camps in the jungle with just one hit. She can just throw a trap on him and finish him off so that he can't re-proc time and time again.
Oh yeah, that. Team Marksman have really astutely noticed the picks that esports have opted for and countered them beautifully. Therefore, I have to say that they have come out ahead in the draft phase.
Yeah, I think the Teamy will be okay here as long as they can focus the Malik with it. Ryoma's okay as long as he saves his ultimate to lifesteal once he comes back. But Preda and Murad aren't really being a bro targets, really, in my opinion. And it kind of depends on their ability to control the jungle.
Yeah, they have two punishes, I mean, of course, but so does the opposing team. It's really interesting to note how Lidness is such an evasive marksman, combined with the support and defense she's going to get by the Alice and, of course, the Lubu. I think she's going to be able to dish out a lot of pain in teamfights without being taken out herself.
Yeah, especially if they fight in the jungle, kind of where Murad doesn't like to fight. Murad likes to proc in the jungle and then fight in the lane. So if they can just take the fight to the jungle, they should be alright.
Though they have to bear in mind the existence of Preda's Plague Spectre that can also be quite deadly in the jungle if he lines it up in a straight line where they cannot escape.
Yeah, if they're able to funnel these guys right to the Preda, they're going to be in for a rude surprise.
Do you think Preda has enough defense provided by his team? He does have Being a Bro by Teamy. Does the rest of his team have the tools required to protect him in a team fight?
As long as Preda uses his ultimate appropriately. They don't have tons of physical burst damage, so Flicker ultimate is going to be Preda's best friend in this one. Pretty much just have to avoid the Lubu as far as people that can dive you.
And he has to avoid the Sunshine by the Alice. If he gets stunned, it's going to be a lot easier for the Lubu to push through.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh,
A potential invade is brewing up.
Are they going to cut it? That's the real question. They're there in time. Oh, they opt not to cut it.
And the invade is happening in the blue side, the side of Team Marksman. They're not happy with their Sage Golem being taken, and they're going in, doing damage to members of TGC.Esports, but they're not ready to commit to retaliation quite yet. Or having spoken too soon, as Mita V gets stunned and his health is dropping dangerously low. Thankfully for him, he does evade certain death with a sliver of health. That's not going to happen in top lane as first blood is drawn. To Lubu goes the first blood.
Yeah, Lubu was able to steal the Sage Golem, and that gave him the level advantage over the Ryoma early, and then was just able to capitalize with the lower cooldowns there on the Ryoma.
Yeah, when he hits his abilities, Lubu has so much damage in the early game, and that was exemplified in this dive. Man, he just annihilated him.
Yeah, this guy's already almost level 4. That's scary.
It is scary indeed. Is he looking for round 2? Just talking his opponent in the jungle, in the bush? Yes, he is. Look at the damage. A repeat of the previous situation.
Oh, and he
Rizal
cancels
has
the
to tread
heal.
carefully.
Realma really needs to be careful here. One knock up and he could go, but Murad is there.
Yeah, TMM got a bit too confident, got in, tried to repeat the first blood situation, but he paid the price for it. He got ganked. Jason might be the second one to fall, and he does. Stolen defeats him, as well as another member of his team. Retaliation comes in the form of Murad's ultimate, and he picks up 1 kill. So far, it's 2-for-1 for the side of Team Marksman.
Lindis is chasing. Oh, Lindis.
Well, if you pay close attention to her player's name, you could say that play was impressive. Also, she fell down, and that's also impressive by the Ryoma.
Yeah, Lindis wanted to keep going. Alice was saying, no, we got to get back, and they just couldn't get on the same page, and in the end, Lindis is going to die.
That fight was so hectic. As soon as I thought one team had enough, picked up more kills, wanted to go back, they just went back in, wanted more blood. Both of these teams are quite bloodthirsty. Neither of the teams even tried to take the Abyssal Dragon so far.
No, it's a whole minute has gone by.
Yeah.
Lots of attention to this top lane, as Prada is drifting there now.
Yeah, TMM is paying the price for taking the first blood. Now he's being targeted, always ganked, and he falls.
That Prada damage.
He should try, yeah, he should try being a bit less confident about extending in the top lane. He got the first blood, but since then he has been the target of many ganks.
Yeah, he might be able to beat the Ryoma, but if somebody else shows up, it's a little harder. And he has paid the price.
And I can see why they're ganking him so much. You don't want Lubu to get fed, to get more levels. You don't want him to blow out of proportion in terms of power. And now, Team TGC.Esports are taking the Abyssal Dragon relatively uncontested, at least so far.
Hardwin tried to do something, but
look at Mita V playing the teamy. He's dropped so low. Only a sliver of health left. Now nothing's left as the shot goes in from the Malik. Team Marksman want to get revenge for the Abyssal Dragon that was taken, and they do get revenge indeed, picking up 3 kills it seems. No, 2 kills for 0 actually. 2 kills for free. That more than compensates the gold deficit that they got from the Abyssal Dragon.
yeah, and that leaves this Lubu free on the Ryoma. Tons of time to play around. I think he got it though, Ryoma.
Yeah, I think so too.
And yeah, the Lindis is going to go back into the jungle here. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to deny the Murad of creeps, or just pick fights so he can't proc. Tulin is doing tons of damage.
Yeah, SN needs to retreat. Oh, the Plague Spectre almost finished him off. Impressive, though, on the Lidness, doing impressive damage, and he will pick up a kill. No, he will not just yet, as the ultimate comes in from the Murad. He picks up 2 kills, and no one dies on the side of TGC.Esports, whereas they pick up 3 kills.
Lindis just overstayed his welcome a little bit there. I guess he thought he could clean him up. But they all dove on him at the same time there. And that's what you have to do there. If you go in 1-by-1, Lindis is going to pick you off in that situation. But they all committed to it, went for it, and ended up getting the kill to clean up the Lindis there at the end.
Yep. Only Jason fell, playing the Preta. The rest of his teammates were able to stay alive, albeit very low.
Yeah, and as long as you're living, that's all that really matters.
That is really profound.
This next dragon's about to spawn, and it's going to be a pretty big tide turner here. Gold really even, only 200 gold separating them at this point, and fairly even on levels as well overall. Slight advantage, possibly to the Marksman here.
Yeah, the goal difference is negligible, but the goal difference may widen as the Abyssal Dragon falls. But look at the top lane. Lu Bu once again decides to bully Ryoma, dealing so much damage. Now that his allies are not there to support him, he is ready to do a repeat of the First Blood.
And that Murad, though, he got a full proc on all of them. They're also... Oh, and the dragon just barely resets.
The TGC.Esports were too afraid to contest.
Yeah, I don't think they realized it reset. They might have contested if they had. They knew.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Lu Bu might be losing here. I don't think he's going to make it out.
Yeah, once again, the story repeats itself. He got a bit too confident. If I were him, I would actually stay and destroy the turret, because he's going to die anyways.
Yeah, at that point you only needed one or two more auto attacks and it would have been...
Yeah, especially playing the Lu Bu, you have a lot of damage with your auto attacks.
The team's Marksman here are choosing to continue to be aggressive without their Lu Bu on the map anywhere at all.
Oh, and PvRP gets caught out. He gets defeated in a matter of seconds.
Malik ulti used there, not sure how necessary that was, but they might get this tower anyway, if they opt to go for it.
They wanted to secure the kill. They have been behind at the beginning of the game, now they want to gain momentum and secure the kill so they could play, they could magnify their lead and get even more ahead.
Lu Bu wisely retreating this time, maybe he's learned his lesson.
Let's hope so. He still deals a tons of damage.
Already under half, though. They are thinking about Slayer now. Pretty much everybody's on this top half of the map. This next team fight could turn the game.
Interestingly enough, both Malik and Arduin are at the bottom side of the map, but that's okay for Malik. But now the rest of his team is collapsing onto one member of TGC.Esports, and the team fight is brewing, as this may be a slaughterhouse, as Murad uses his ultimate trying to retaliate for the death, and he gets Lidness. It's 1-for-1 so far, as both teams decide to get back.
Yeah, being a bro popped, wasn't able to save Ryoma. He was able to save himself, though. Lu Bu, oh, Lu Bu.
And the damage he has been doing in solo fights is now also happening in team fights as he takes out 2 enemies effortlessly. What an amazing display of skill by Lu Bu, facilitated with the Alice coming in with the Sunshine. And now they're looking to increase their advantage even more by pushing down middle lane. The shot goes in from the Malik. He gets 2 kills, I believe, simultaneously 3 kills. It's a triple kill. Will he get the 4th one on his own? Not quite.
Oh, I feel like Murad just left him. He could have cleaned up with him.
I don't think anyone believed it was possible for him to go in with the shock all on his own and pick up 3, almost 4 kills. If I was Murad, I would also be skeptical.
He wasn't even full health.
That was amazing.
There's still only 600 gold separating these teams. Alice did finish the Asterian's Buckler. That'll provide a little boost to their team fight. Teamy does have his completed as well. We're looking for any other major items right now. Tulin's getting real close to Ray's Blessing.
He is indeed. Are they starting the Dark Slayer? Yes, they are.
It looks nearly finished.
They will get it. It's finished.
Plague Spectre coming in just a little late.
Oh, and look at Ryoma getting caught out. Thankfully, he escapes, I think. We need to get the camera back there.
He was able to make it out there. Arduin picking up Frostcape still, just hanging out in the bottom lane.
I'm always
not really worried about anything.
Yeah, I'm always a bit worried for Team Marksman when Arduin is doing his own thing in the bottom lane, because unlike Malik, he does not have a global ultimate. He cannot just jump into a team fight with the shock. Thankfully for him, Team Marksman have the Dark Slayer buff. They can do whatever they want. They're allowed to make mistakes because they're just a force to be reckoned with this much gold.
Yeah, we got... This next fight is going to be rough if they get caught outside their jungle. They
Yeah,
really need to keep Prado alive so they can clear these minions as they try and take towers and get ready to assault. They might forget about
I
bottom
agree.
lane here.
It's going to be a hard mission for TGC.Esports to defend these turrets because Team Marksman have such a good aggressive lineup that they can find openings in their defenses and just penetrate them.
Lubu found a Ryoma in the bush.
Oh yes, he did. He will probably fall. The camera is not quite showing it, but yes, he is defeated. The first death coming from TGC.Esports in this team fight. Now Team Marksman can push the envelope and go find more kills.
Yeah, oh, and Prady gets caught out there in the beginning.
Yes, he does. What are TGC.Esports doing? They are in a 4v5 situation versus a Darkslayer buff, and they're going in. They want to fight in this situation. They do get one kill, but Murad pays the price for it. It's 1-for-1 so far, but that's not good for them because now 4 members of Team Marksman are alive, and they can destroy turrets, they can siege towers, and they can go for more kills. The shock saves Malik, but it won't save the high ground tower.
No, that tower's going to go down pretty quickly with Lindis there. And they're going to go right into the bottom tower and try and get that one.
I am highly skeptical of TGC.Esports decisions in these past few minutes. I don't understand why they engaged in a 4v5 situation with the opponents having a buff, a Darkslayer buff. It seemed highly risky and it did not pay off for them.
Yeah, being a bro was used, but it was just used a little too late. I really think they need to bait it onto the Malik, make them blow everything they can onto the Malik, get the being a bro out, and then try and fight from there. And they're not really taking advantage of this Prada as much as I feel like they need to as well.
And unfortunately for him, he only has 5.6k gold. He's quite behind in this game, has 5 deaths, did not have the opportunity to shine with his ability power damage. Instead, his magic damage has been less than impressive, unfortunately. Though, we cannot really blame him for it, because he was the target of the assassins on the side of Team Marksman. They knew they had to focus on him, and that's why he has so many deaths.
Yeah, and Alice just finished Home of the Reaper. It's really going to hurt Malik and Ryoma in these next team fights.
Yes, it is, and this may be another team fight, as Coney is the first one to drop. Thankfully for him, he does have the Ancestral Glory, but that's not enough as Livness gets the ultimate. They're doing way more damage than their opponents, and they're so confident going in behind it, where picking up kill after kill. This is a slaughter for Team Marksman. They're going to close out this game with an ace.
Oh, wow, that was quick work of the enemy team. Malik got caught out there.
Kill for Livness. Again, I have to go in with the bad puns. That was impressive.
They caught Malik out, and like I said, Alice had just picked up Reaper. And when he cleaved, he did absolutely no healing. And they were just able to burst him out. Even though he had the Ancestral Glory, it didn't matter at all. And Lindis picked up Clay's Sanctity in the middle of that, and they were just able to mow the enemy team down real quick.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still amused by the player name of Ledness, impressive, because that really is true, considering her amazing score, 10-3-3, the MVP of this game, undoubtedly.
Yeah, really did a nice job of staying alive, taking away the enemy Murad camps wherever that she could, and they just really needed to kite the Malik, and that's what her build did with the Frost Cape and the Hyogas. Those guys were slowed ridiculously on top of the Alice. That is a lot of slow.
That is a lot of CC. You don't only have the Alice, but as you said, you also have the items on the Lidness. CC overload.
There is no running away from them or into them, really, at that
point. There is no escape.
The final numbers, 35% of your damage from impressive, quite impressive.
I'm glad you joined in on the horrible puns. It's actually the same pun being annoyingly repeated over and over again, but that's satisfactory for me. I'm totally down with that. In conclusion, due to the nature of AOV, most games snowball in one direction, but this game was really close and really exciting all the way through. But with the cohesion coming in from TGC Esports and the damage coming in from Impressive, they were able to close it out in the end.